So most fat loss and fitness videos are just garbage, bro, and they just waste your time. And I can understand how frustrating it must be for you that nobody seems to have any advice that will actually work for you. But this video isn't one of those. In this video, I'm gonna give you absolutely everything I learned after losing 15 pounds in the last 2 years. And by the end of this video, you will know exactly how to start your fitness journey and make progress towards this goal you've been struggling with for so long. So this video is gonna be split into 3 main parts. I'm gonna talk about the mindset that you need to lose the weight. Then I'm gonna talk about the most important step that you need to actually lose the weight that nobody talks about. And then finally, I'll just tell you how fat loss actually works. And that part will mostly be about your workouts and your actual diet. But I'm just gonna give you a quick disclaimer right now, bro. This video is not gonna have any cool edits or flashy pictures on the screen to hook your brain. So just do yourself a favor right now. Close all of the tabs on your computer. Stop scrolling down in the comments and just give me your full attention because this video could change your life forever. So the first thing that we're gonna talk about right now again is the mindset that you need to lose the weight. And if you've tried to lose weight before, like let's say a few years ago you tried and you failed, I almost guarantee it's just because you didn't have the right mindset going into it. And the first main mindset that I want to give to you is that it's not an event that's going to get you to your goal, but a process. Basically, what this mindset means is that it wasn't one meal or one event that made you fat. It was 1,000 small decisions that you made over the course of the last year that ended up getting you here. And so what we need to understand right now is that if you have this idea going in where you're going to think, oh, I'm going to get shredded in 3 weeks, or oh, I'm going to go on a diet right now and it's going to be so great, I'm going to lose all this weight, then you're not going to make it because it's not just an event that's going to get you towards the goal. It's not just one workout. It's going to be 1,000 small decisions that you're going to make that are ultimately going to help you shred that weight. Like, I'll tell you the story that you might relate to. I remember there are a few times where I was actually motivated to start losing the weight and change the way I look. And so I'd go onto YouTube and like a dumbass, I'd search up how to get abs in 5 minutes. And I'd see the skinny white kid on the video like doing sit-ups and getting a pump in his abs. And so I'd sit there and I'd do the ab workout that he'd show me. And I'd look in the mirror and there'd be like no difference. And so I'd get really pissed off and I'd just like stop working out again. And it's only until I had this new mindset going in where I was like, oh yeah, it's a process. It's going to take many small decisions that's going to get me to this goal. And then I was able to achieve this goal. Now, the second major principle that you need to hear about now is the principle of pain now and pleasure later. What you've been doing for the past few years is you've been sat there doing all of the pleasurable stuff, right? You've been eating the junk food. You've been playing the video game, scrolling on YouTube every single day, right? Has it actually brought you any lasting happiness? No, right? Like, if you just think about it, sure, you play the video games right now and it's all cool. You're on the voice chat on Discord. But as soon as you log off, you just feel this sense of emptiness. You just don't feel like you've accomplished anything. And that's because you chose pleasure now, but that actually means that you just simply chose pain for your future self. And it's such an easy concept to understand, but it's just that nobody actually does it. Everybody knows about, oh yeah, no pain, no gain. They know about all these things where you need to sacrifice pleasure for your future self. But nobody actually does it because they're being hooked by these things like YouTube, social media, video games, junk food, to just crave pleasure. Like there's a little lab rat who just chasing these little bits of cheese set everywhere. You might say like, oh, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like working out because I had a hard day at school today. I'm just gonna relax and play some video games. But you have to realize that you listening to your emotions has actually harmed you. Your emotions are not on your side right now. They're actually hurting your future self. And so the next major thing that I want to tell you about is this thing called discipline. Basically just you doing the hard thing, especially when you don't feel like it. Even though you don't feel like it, you can still do the workout, right? It's almost like, imagine there's a phone ringing right next to you. Sure, the phone might be ringing and you might be tempted to pick it up, but you don't need to. You can choose to just refuse to listen to it. And so in the same way, you need to almost condition yourself to just do the good habits even when you don't feel like it. And that is the skill of discipline. And the cool thing is, I've hit probably like 200 workouts now. After you do it for a while, after you do the activity for a while, it actually sort of feels good to do it. Like I remember the first few times I went to the gym and I started working out, it hurt like crazy, right? I did not want to be there, but after like 20 or 30 workouts, but what happened was that over time, sort of like in a video game, my discipline skill leveled up. And so all of a sudden it became easier to do the good habits. And that is one of the most important parts of you trying to lose weight. If you want to actually start making progress, you need to learn the skill of just doing the thing when you don't feel like it. Screw your emotions. Screw your thoughts. I don't care what you feel like, because at the end of the year, what would you rather prefer? Will you be more happy when you listen to your emotions and you didn't work out because you didn't feel like it? Or would you rather actually have taken some action even when it was painful? The choice is yours, bro, but you will never regret just doing the thing even when you don't feel like it. And so now let's go on to the second part of this video, which is the most important step that you need to take if you want to lose the weight. And that step is improving your mental health. And now I know your brain has gone off, oh wait, mental health, what the hell is that? I don't care about mental health. Tell me how to lose weight, fatty. But you have to realize right now that the reason that you're stuck here, the reason that you have all of these addictions, and the reason that you're just not motivated to do the good habits is just because your mental health is horrible. The reason that you have all these addictions is because they're just a symptom of poor mental health. If you don't have this motivation to pursue your goals, if you constantly need stimulation to keep you happy, that just means that you have shit mental health. And so we need to fix that right now, because as soon as you improve your mental health, it just becomes 10 times easier to stay consistent. And so how do we actually improve our mental health? Well, basically what you need to do, and this is gonna sound really brain dead, but you need to start living like a human again. And basically what that means is that go get some sunlight on your skin, bro. You've been stuck in your room for the past 8 hours. Go get some sunlight on your skin or something. This is gonna sound really gay, and you're not gonna want to do it because you think that there's some magic cure to your addictions, but literally, you just need to go and sit there outside in the sun and just stay present. Stop letting your mind wander. Stop having all these negative thoughts. You need to start being grateful for your parents again. You need to start improving your mental health by just doing things that will actually create lasting fulfillment, bro. And you might say like, oh, but this stuff's gay. I don't want to do it. It doesn't even apply to fat loss. Shut up, bro. The reason that you're stuck here is because you haven't been doing these habits of being grateful for your parents, of getting sunlight on your skin, of meditating. If you don't know what meditating is, by the way, I'm just gonna link a full guide in the description on how to meditate, so you can just watch that after this. I'm not gonna explain it that much because it just takes a second to explain, but I swear to God, that habit is gonna change your life forever. And to watch that video after this one. When you're not doing those habits, you're not gonna have this motivation. You're not gonna have this drive to accomplish your goals, because again, your mental health is gonna be shit. And so what you want to do is, I'm gonna put an image up on the screen. Take a piece of paper and write down each day of the week. And underneath each day of the week, write down these 3 boxes. And those boxes are gonna be what you tick off when you do each of those habits of getting sunlight on your skin, meditating, and being grateful. Just trust me, bro. This is the most important part of this video, honestly. Improve your mental health, and this journey is gonna become 10 times easier, bro. I promise. All right, so now we're on the most awaited part of the entire guide, which is how do you actually lose fat? Like the workouts and the diets that get into it. And you might see that this might be a little bit of a different set. I'm wearing something else. That's because I originally recorded this, but then I realized like, I didn't really do it justice, and so I just want to record this so I can really just get into depth about how to actually do these things, how to actually exercise and diet so that you lose the weight. Because most people on the internet are just going to tell you some BS stuff like calories in, calories out, go to the gym and do cardio, but that's like level 0 shit that you already know. And so really what I want to do here is actually just give you a step-by-step roadmap to finally just start losing the weight, because most people overcomplicate this, right? And the thing is, you already know how to actually lose weight in some ways. You know about moving more, eating less. You know about stuff like that, the basic shit. And so this next part of the guide, I'm just gonna give you an exact step-by-step, no bullshit guide to start finally exercising and dieting properly so that you lose the weight properly and actually follow through with it. And here's the thing, most of the people online are going to tell you some BS stuff about eat less, move more, do cardio. But that's not actually what you want to do, because hear me out. You're not fat at this moment. You're not like completely obese, right? And what I mean by this is that there's some people who are really fat, but they also have a lot of muscle underneath that fat. And so when they actually cut down, they look really jacked and they actually look good. But the thing is, you aren't like that. If you were to cut down all the way right now, if you were to get rid of all the fat, you sort of think that, oh yeah, I'll actually look really good because I have muscle underneath. You don't. And if you cut down right now, what's actually going to happen is that you're going to go from being this really fat person to a really skinny one that doesn't look good either. And so what we actually need to focus on is not just losing weight, but losing fat while also building muscle at the same time, so you look good when you lose the fat. And this sounds like really common sense, but you have to understand that we don't just want to lose weight and move more. We need to work out in a really specific way that makes us look good when we lose the fat, and that is weight training. So you might have heard of weight training as this really bad thing. If I weight train, I'm going to stunt my growth. No. Weight training is just you doing a certain movement that targets a muscle and just sort of tears it apart so that when it regrows, it gets bigger. And that's like kindergarten level shit, but you have to realize that. But this is the actual style of workout that will make you look good. And so how do we actually do this? I'm going to give you the most basic, like brain dead way to start making progress and workouts so you build muscle and lose fat at the same time. Don't even think about some weird, crazy 7-hour regimen that you're gonna follow from today. Literally, step 0 is just work out, do something every single day for the next few weeks. So honestly, my biggest advice for you right now is just forget about all the BS, all the research, all the nerdy crap online. Stand up today, do like 10 sit-ups, burn that muscle a little bit, and then call it a day. You're gonna think automatically, wait, what the hell? What is this guy telling me to do? I want to lose weight. I'm not gonna make any progress doing that. But just hear me out. You don't need to know the specific workout plan to achieve this goal. All you need to do is just start doing something every single day. And then after a few weeks, you sort of build the XP in your working out skill and then start doing more. This is what most people don't understand. Most people are gonna say, oh, this guy's just being retarded, and go back to watching like nerdy science stuff on the internet telling you the exact angle you need to do a bicep curl at, which they're not even gonna do. But you need to understand that I tell you this from my own experiences, because for most of my life, I had this goal just like you of losing weight, but the reason I didn't follow through with it, and the reason that you're struggling so much right now, is that you view working out as something that you don't do. You don't have an identity of somebody who exercises consistently. And so step 0 is literally just, okay, let's start working out consistently before we think about how to optimize it so we lose fat. And so here's what you're actually gonna do. And this is the most important part of the video, by the way. What we're gonna do is we're gonna create something called a habit tracker, which is like the thing I'm gonna show you on the screen right here. Which is basically you just have a habit, you have a bunch of boxes, and each day you do the habit, you just tick it off. And basically what you wanna do is you wanna take that piece of paper and stick it onto your wall today, right now. So pause this video right now and just do that right now. Look at the image right now, write down exercise at the top, write down a bunch of squares on the bottom, and just tick each day off as you're doing that. And if you're not a pussy and you actually follow what I'm saying here, then you're gonna become 10 times more likely to actually lose the weight. And so literally just get onto a habit tracker and just start doing some sort of workout every day for just a few minutes. I know it sounds really dumb that I'm not getting into some major details about working out, but honestly, if you're at this stage where you're watching videos like this, you don't need an hour of just how to lift, how to do these things. What you need to do instead is just start doing the habit of exercise consistently so that we build this identity, we start building XP for the skill of working out, and then we start doing more advanced stuff. But now we're gonna move on to the last part of this guide, the most crucial aspect if you ever want to lose weight, which is your diet. And I know you have all these negative associations with diet. Oh, I have to quit my favorite M&Ms, my favorite Oreos. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if you improve your mental health like I told you earlier in the video, you're gonna realize that most of the stuff on the stores, all the Kit Kats, all the Oreos, all the chips, this is all just BS made to overload your brain with pleasure so that you become addicted to them. Because just do this action step with me. Next time you go and you're about to eat some junk food or like a little fat ass, look at the back of the ingredients for a second. Like, look at the ingredients part. You'll see like a few ingredients but you recognize, but then you see like 50 different chemicals that they've added, and all of those are just made to basically just trigger these nice hormones in your brain to keep you addicted. If you want to lose weight, you're gonna have to let go of this crap, because junk food has been a part of your life for years now. I swear, it was the same thing for me. I love junk food. I literally ate bags, like kilos of junk food every single week for like most of COVID. But I'll tell you right now, the people who eat the most junk food, including maybe you, are miserable. And when you cut it out from your life, it's only gonna make you happier, because you're choosing to sacrifice the short-term pleasure of junk food for the long-term pleasure of being fit. And so now I'm going to split up this diet part into 2 parts, where first I'm going to show you how to actually quit junk food, and then I'm going to show you the perfect diet for fat loss that is actually going to blow your mind when I tell you. So just stick around until then. To quit junk food, you need 2 things. First of all, you need good mental health. And so if you haven't already, watch the entirety of the mental health section of this guide so that you actually improve your mental health, and you're not going to impulsively eat junk food for the entire day, because now you have enough mental well-being to know that this stuff is only made to addict you. And so that's the first part, just improve your mental health. But the second thing that you're going to need is this thing called willpower. So willpower is something that's really interesting. It's basically the thing that you use to resist things that you want to do. So for example, if I put a piece of junk food in front of you, you resisting that, you telling yourself, no, I'm not going to eat it, that is just you using the willpower skill. And if we can level up the willpower skill enough, what's going to happen is that you're not going to eat junk food. You're not going to basically kill your progress as much, because you have the ability to resist. And so willpower is like a skill in a video game that you can level up when you use more of it. So each time you use willpower, you're actually adding XP to your willpower skill by using it. And then over time, you level it up to the point where it becomes easier to resist stuff. Think about it. The more you resist stuff that's bad for you, the easier it becomes to resist it. And so let me just give you a quick actionable step to level up your willpower skill, which is basically this thing I like to call willpower exercising. So pretty much what you do is you take a piece of junk food that you usually really like and just put it on your desk and stare at it like a psychopath. And that sounds really weird, but basically what's gonna happen is that as you're doing this, I want you to just basically say, why does this stuff have power over me? Pour out all of your hatred onto that junk food. And what's gonna happen is that when you do this enough, you're gonna start associating junk food with negative thoughts, and you're gonna realize, like, wait a minute, this stuff is only there to ruin my progress, and I'm not gonna fall for it. And you might do this, and you might start having thoughts like, oh, but Athar's being dumb, I'll just eat it, doesn't matter, it's just one piece of candy, right? What I want you to do is, whenever you have those thoughts, just fight those thoughts like your life depends on it. Just resist that urge to eat the junk food, and over time, you'll level up the skill so that you don't eat the junk food. But while you're doing this, what I actually want to do is basically just keep junk food out of your environment whenever possible. So don't keep junk food on the table like a dumbass. And instead, what you want to do is instead hide it away in a cupboard or something so that you're not tempted to eat it throughout the day. And if you follow those 2 steps of improving your mental health and then leveling up your willpower, then what you're going to find is that you're going to eat junk food a lot less. Now let's talk about the last and final part of this video that I know has been long, but this is the most important bit. The perfect diet to losing fat is literally just eating what your mom makes. And I know that sounds really dumb, and you're thinking, wait, this guy was edging me about this perfect diet and he just told me to eat what my mom makes. But this is the truth. I'm not gonna make you follow any complicated diet plan or anything that you're not gonna follow. Literally just eat what your mom makes. Because think about it, if you just improve your mental health, if you just work out a little bit every day, and if you eliminate most of the junk food, that is literally all you need to start losing weight from today. That's all it takes. And so here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna only eat what your mom makes, except for 1 meal per week. 1 meal per week you can eat out. So if your family's going to a nice restaurant or something, you can go eat there once a week. That's fine. And what's gonna happen is that when you follow this diet of just not eating bullshit junk food and instead eating what your mom makes, you're not gonna have any guilt when you're eating that 1 cheat meal once a week, which is fine because 1 cheat meal itself isn't bad, but it's when it becomes 7 cheat meals throughout the week when you're eating all this junk food and you're eating out 3 times a week. That's when you start gaining fat. Improve your mental health, stop eating junk food, and just eat what your mom makes. And I guarantee in the next few months you'll lose like 10 pounds. That's what happened with me. And that's all there is to this guide, bro. I know it's been long, but I guarantee you, if you follow all the advice in this video, your life will not be the same in a few weeks. You will be the most fit you've ever been by the end of the year. And I know it's gonna be hard, bro, and I know it's not gonna be something that's gonna come naturally to you. But if you want more advice from somebody who's actually gone through your struggles, so I can help you with more of your goals, like being a better, like getting effortless straight A's, losing fat, becoming confident, and ultimately just becoming the enlightened teen, then go down and subscribe right now so you get more videos just like this where I just give you advice and help you on your journey. As always, bro, my name is Atharv. See you soon, bro.